Welcome back to my Fusion for Absolute Beginner series. Today we're going to be making this geometric planter holder. To make this planter holder, we're going to be going over parameters and loft. So we'll be able to take the measurements of this little planter and be able to stick it right in. And the two measurements we will be needing are the height and the diameter. So if you do not have a pair of capillars, I highly recommend getting some. I have some linked in the caption below as well. But we will be using parameters in order to just be able to go back and change two measurements to be able to create multiple different sizes of planters. Let's get into it.
Before we get started, I had a few people mention dark mode to me this week, so I'm going to go ahead and do this tutorial in dark mode. To switch over to dark mode, go over to your profile and preferences. It's in general and it's the second one down. And I'm going to switch it to dark blue. Hit apply and OK. Now that we're in dark mode, I'm going to go up here to modify and change parameters. The two measurements are the height and diameter, and then we're going to add two additional parameters other than those. So we're going to start off with the diameter. So hit that plus sign, name it diameter. My diameter measured at 65, so I'm going to add two additional millimeters for some clearance. So I'm going to do 67. Hit OK. Plus sign again for the height. And make sure your unit type is at millimeters. Expression, mine measured at 66. So again, I'm adding 2 millimeters for some clearance. So 68. Okay. Now, the next two that we need are the radius plus the wall width and the section height. So to do that, I'm doing it in parameters so I don't have to do math or type in formulas when doing this sketch, and I can just do it here. And when we come back to change the size of the planter, we can just change these two measurements right here, and that's it. So we're going to hit that plus button, and I'm going to do the radius first. We'll do radius underscore wall. I'm doing an underscore because the parameter section doesn't like spaces or plus signs. So this way I know that the wall is included in the measurement of the radius. And for expression, I'm going to put in parentheses diameter. So I'm going to hit D, click on diameter to make sure you get your parameter, and then /2 for divided by 2, end parenthesis, plus I'm going to do 4 millimeter wall and hit OK. And then for your section height, hit that plus button again and put section underscore height. Unit type millimeter. Expression is going to be the height in parentheses plus the wall, that lower wall. So I'm doing 4 for that as well. In parentheses divided by, I'm going to do 5 sections and hit OK. And OK, now that we've got the parameters done, it's time to start our sketch. So go to create sketch, hit that bottom plane, and I'm going to start with a circumscribed polygon. Click your center and pull straight out. You want to pull straight out because it will snap to that, because when you create another polygon on an offset plane, you want them in the same direction. So when you rotate the other polygon, it will be where you need it to go. So I'm going to type in, this one goes by your radius. So I'm going to type in R and hit radius wall. Again, make sure it's snapped onto your x-axis. And then I'm going to tab over for how many sides I want. Tab again. I want to do an octagon, so I'm going to do 8 sides. And make sure this is snapped on your x-axis. Right there. And then I'm going to click. Now I need to know, so I'm going to hit enter to get out of the polygon. I need to know how many degrees from this point to this point using the center point. So to get that, I'm going to use my line tool and create two construction lines, center point to one of the points on my polygon, center point to the next one over. Enter to get out of the line tool. Select both of those lines, click on one, hold down shift, click the other. X on your keyboard to make them construction lines. And then to find how many degrees over that is, I'm going to use my sketch dimension tool. Click on one line, click on the other, and you'll just have to remember it's 45 degrees. And I'm going to hit enter and cancel and escape to get out of that. And that is all you need for your first one. So I'm going to hit finish sketch. I'm going to tilt my plane because next we are going to create an offset plane. So my offset plane is up here at the top. If yours isn't, go to construct, hit that down arrow, and it should be that top one. Then you can just hit your polygon, and this is where you need your section height. So I'm going to type in S. It's the first one there. So I'm going to click on that and hit enter. And then from here, you're going to create another sketch, hit that new plane you just made, and make your next polygon. Hit that center point, scroll out, and type in your radius wall, tab 8 for octagon, and make sure you are snapped to that line again. Right there. And enter to get out of the polygon tool. Now we're going to rotate this so this point is at its center. So it's in the middle of these 2 points of that lower polygon. To do that, I'm going to double click this outside wall and hit M for move on my keyboard, or you can go to modify, move/copy. Then I'm going to hit this circle right here, and I'm going to type in 45 divided by 2. And now that point is directly at the center of those two. And hit OK. Finish sketch. That's all you need for your sketches. Next, we're going to go over to the Surface tab to do Loft, but I'll show you real fast what it does when you do Loft in the solid. You can create a lot of fun things with Loft. It's just going from one plane to the next. And so you can see it creates that twisted look because we had that offset. And I'm going to hit cancel, and I'll show you one other thing because what we're trying to do is get this line, but in solid, it only lets you select your shape and then this point, and so you get a funky shape. And this is why we're creating the outside wall with surface first. So we're going to go to create. So go from solid to surface, create loft. From here, we're going to loft this line to this point, hit OK, and then create loft this upper line to the point next to it. Didn't get the right one. So again, loft this line to the point and hit OK. And loft is just going from one up to down or down to up, but you can connect and create all sorts of things with it. Next, we're going to, instead of doing loft all the way around like that, we're going to do a circular pattern, and that way it just automatically creates it for us and we don't have to do loft all the way around. So go to create pattern, circular pattern. I'm going to change object to bodies because these are technically bodies. You can see they're under the bodies tab right here. So I'm going to select both of those. And then for my axis, I'm going to hit my vertical Z axis. And then I have 8 sides to my polygon and it needed to go around 8 times. So I'm going to have 16 total bodies here. So I'm going to hit OK. Just put however many sides you have for that. and you can see it created 16 bodies. So now I'm going to connect all of those. First, I'm going to hide my sketches. And to connect all of those, I'm going to highlight them and go over here to modify and stitch. And then okay. And now you can see it made it down to one body. Next, we're going to try to get it to where it is a printable surface because the surface area is just the outer edge. It's not a printable area. To do that, we're going to add a couple of patches. So go to create patch, hit that lower edge and the upper edge, hit OK, highlight them all again, and stitch those together. OK again. And now you have a solid body. So we're going to go back to the solid section and we're going to mirror this out to however many sections you decided you wanted when we did the parameters. Since I did 5, I'm going to mirror this out up to 5 sections. So go to create mirror, select your object. Mirror plane is the top of your object. And since I have an odd number, I'm not going to join it. I'm going to hit new body and hit OK. And I'm going to create another mirror. This time I'm going to select both of those, select my mirror plane, top, and then again, I'm switching to new body since I have an odd number. Okay, and then I need to mirror this out one more time. So create, mirror, I'm going to hit that top one, mirror plane, that top surface. This time I can do join, that's fine because I'm going to join them all together anyway. So I'm going to hit OK. After that, I'm going to select all of them and go over here to modify and hit combine. Okay, and now I have one solid body. Next thing we're going to do is create a sketch on the top of it. We're going to create the circle with the diameter. So here, go to circle, and then you can type in diameter. Hit OK, and finish sketch. And then we're going to extrude this down the height. So you have your cutout. So I'm going to click on that circle, E for extrude, and then type in negative height because I want it to go down. So you want the minus sign and then type in H and you get your height and hit OK. And that is basically it. Next, I'm going to go ahead, hide the sketch, and I'm going to add fillets and save it. So hit the top plane, inside, outside, F for fillet, and I'm going to do a 2mm fillet and hit OK. Now, before I save this, I'll go ahead and show you how we can change the parameters to make it a larger planter. So go to modify, change parameters, and the only two measurements we need to change are the diameter and the height. So I have another planter. It is 109mm diameter. So I will do 111. And then for height, it is 132. So I'll put 134. And OK. And now I have a larger planter. So you can make so many different sizes with this. So that's one thing I really like about parameters. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to the small one and print that. So from here, I'm going to save it. Geometric planter. Save. And then I'm going to select my body, right click up at the top, maybe. Select it, right click, there we go. Save as mesh, double check settings, and hit OK. And save. Now let me know in the comments below if you prefer the light mode or the dark mode. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take this into the slicer. And here I have it imported into the slicer. I think it looks good, so we're going to slice it. and it looks like it is ready to print.
And here is your final geometric planter holder. And again, you can go back and just change those two measurements to get multiple different sizes of it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.